Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So tonight I'm going to be trying something a little bit different, slightly different video format from usual. I'm going to still be doing my more scripted, produced sort of videos, but I'm deciding to give this a go as well to see how it goes. So I'm going to be making a fried zucchini and tomato fettuccine. Okay, so I've got some zucchini over here which I've diced up. I'll actually show you. So I've diced it up into relatively small cubes. I've actually salted it and got it on some paper towel there. So what I'm trying to do is draw some moisture out of it, so there'll be less moisture when we cook. It improves the texture and also just makes it a bit easier to cook. It'll help it sear off and fry better in the pan instead of boiling and steaming as well. It's a really good way to do your veggies if you're going to be frying them. So of course I've got my water on the boil there, I've got my pan heating ready to go. I'm going to be using dried packet pasta for this one. I might do my own pasta making video in the future if that's something you guys would like to see. Comment down below, let me know. I've also got just a random tin of tomatoes. I've actually strained it off and gotten all of the moisture out, so we'll be adding that in as well. And then I've also got some garlic and some parmesan for garnishing at the end. Okay, so our water's boiling. I'm getting our pasta in now. As I said, I'm just using some dried fettuccine. I'm only cooking for me, so don't need too much. You want to get this in, give it a bit of a twirl. Let me see if I can get out of the way there for you. Just want to get that all down into the water so it cooks evenly. So we're not going to be cooking this all the way through in the pot. We want to kind of get it a little bit before al dente, because we're going to actually be frying it off in the pan with our veggies as well. Oh, in case you're wondering what this addition here is, I forgot to get butter out before. So we'll be using that at the end to mount our sauce and get it nice and glossy and finish it off. So our pasta's getting pretty close to ready. You always want to grab a strand and taste it. I don't like to go off packet instructions or times at the back because they can vary. Okay, so because that's nearly ready, we're going to actually blot our zucchini off a bit here with some more paper towel. I think the cameras should be picking that up, but there's a lot of moisture coming off here. Because we've salted this about an hour before cooking, a lot of that moisture is drawn out of there. And that's what we want. We really want this when we're frying off this in a pan, especially with oil. We're going to be using olive oil. But yeah, anything to do with pan frying, generally speaking, the less moisture the better. I'm actually going to take this off with the paper towel now, just so it's a bit easier to get straight into the pan without having to muck around too much. But here you go, like, you can see, I don't know if you can really tell, but this is like almost completely soaked. If I were to wring this out, water would drip out of this right now. So like I said, we want to be tasting our pasta, so I'm going to give this a quick stir and grab a strand, if I can. Try and grab one. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of sticking together a little bit. Don't think it's going to be quite ready. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think that is ready. Alright, so we want to move quick here. What we're going to do is we've got our pan heated. We're going to get a bit of olive oil in here. We want a fair bit of oil for this because being in a stainless steel pan, it can stick a bit if you don't use enough oil or enough heat. But this kind of dish, it's definitely a stir fry. We don't want to absolutely fry the hell out of this. So I'm going to go with about medium-high heat. So you would have heard all of that sizzle when I chucked that in. If we hadn't gotten this extra moisture out, this would have been pretty bad. So yeah, getting your extra moisture out of your zucchini early is the key to stop that splatter. Okay, so yeah, we just want to get a quick fry in this. Now, we don't want it to cook too much because we want to retain a bit of crunch to the zucchini. So after, I'd say about a minute at the most. So we'll just keep stirring this, keep getting it around in the pan. Then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use our tongs and get our pasta straight into here and then get this all stirred through with the oil there as well. So let's actually do that now. Turn that off and I'm going to retain the pasta water. So let's try and get as much of this as we can. Doesn't matter if you get a little bit of liquid in. I hope you guys are enjoying this type of video. Normally I do more scripted, sort of like pretty stuff if you've watched my other stuff. So I wanted to do something a little bit more real, a little more down to earth. And yeah, like I'm considering doing some live streaming too as well, if that's something you guys would be interested in. But let me know in the comments down below if there's anything you want to see, or if you like this type of content, if you want to see more of it, or if, you know, you want me to stick to the more scripted story stuff. But yeah, definitely let me know. Okay, so we've got our pasta here. Now we're going to keep stirring this through, probably for about a minute or two. Might even actually bump this heat up a little bit more, because we don't want it to steam. We want it to fry. Doesn't matter if a little bit of cheese gets in there early. Now, we have seasoned our pasta water, so don't go too heavy on the salt in this. There was salt on the zucchini as well that we used to draw out moisture. So, also your Parmesan cheese has a lot of salt in it. So I think you're going to find you probably don't need to add any more. But you can also always season at the end. The trick is just taste as you go, guys. Just keep tasting your cooking every step of the way. Doesn't matter what you're making, a sauce, a steak even, especially things like pasta, bolognese, anything like Thai food, doesn't matter what it is. Taste as you go. Obviously don't taste raw food, but if you've been cooking a while and you're not sure if you need to add any extra salt yet, taste it, it'll let you know. Alright, now we're going to go in with our tomatoes. And then this is quick stir through. Now I can already see that the zucchini is starting to, not wilt, but I guess wilt is the right word to use. It's starting to cook properly here, so we don't need to go too much more. I'm going to go a little bit. We do need that heat up a bit more. I am living a crappy rental with a pretty shitty stove, electric stove. It's probably older than I am, so forgive me, but I make do with what I've got. Okay, so we're nearly done. At this point, we're going to want to go in with our garlic. So I've got a heaped teaspoon of garlic here, probably closer to a tablespoon, I'd say. I really like garlic, so in my opinion, there's never too much. There's no such thing as too much. So we want to give this a good stir through, get it nice and incorporated. Now I can tell that it's starting to coagulate a little bit at the bottom, get a little bit gluggy and sticky. Now I do want to finish this, so I'm actually going to go in with butter now, and we're going to get a spoon or two. Let's start with a spoon and a half of our pasta water. So the starchiness from the pasta water is really going to help kind of thicken this sauce and kind of emulsify it, bring it all together. The Parmesan is really going to help with that too, and the butter. So yeah, this is looking like it's basically good to go. I'm going to get our Parmesan in now. And yep, let's give that a good stir through. This type of cooking is so easy to do at home. Like, this is a great weeknight meal that I just love to make. You could add chicken into here. You can put meat in if you want. I find that it doesn't need it. Tomato and zucchini with a bit of garlic and butter is perfect for me. I tell you what, guys, this is smelling so good. Now I'm going to finish it off with a decent amount of cracked black pepper. I love pepper, so I go pretty heavy-handed. This is optional, of course. You don't have to add pepper if you don't want to, but I think it really helps bring the dish together and give it a little bit of a kick. So yeah, as you can see, I like a lot of pepper. Now, it is starting to stick a little bit in the bottom, but don't panic. As long as you give it a little bit of a scrape, we've got enough moisture in here that we can kind of deglaze this pan pretty easily, and you shouldn't have to worry about sticking. And there you go, guys. So I'm actually going to grab you off the tripod here and get you down here. And yeah, so this is the finished result. I've turned the heat off. There's a bit of residual heat, so it's still cooking through. We want to get this on the plate pretty quick because we don't want to overcook. But this is going to be my dinner. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this type of content, let me know. If there's anything you want to see me cook, comment, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And I shall see you next time. Thank you. Bye.